In this video, I'm going to talk a bit more about the breakdown of particular sections within under the normal distribution. Now, what this is actually showing is based on the 68%. So we can see here we've got the average, and we're going, and they're using the symbol this time S for standard deviation. So the mean minus 1 standard deviation takes us down to this score, and the mean plus 1 standard deviation takes us up to that score. So you'll actually see them refer to a range of scores from this score up to that score. Now, we saw in the previous video that there will be 68% of the scores lie there. So we're able to work out how many scores are within this range. You may also be asked how many scores would be in the range from 1 standard deviation below to the mean. Now that's not too difficult, that's only half, isn't it? So half of 68 is, as it's indicating here, 34%. Down here, the number of scores that lie down between the score at 2 standard deviations below and 1 standard deviation below is this 13.5. Now, I'll show you where that 13.5 comes from, but I would say it is to your advantage to learn these numbers off by heart. So you learn your 0.15, and I've explained where that one comes from, 2.35, 13.5, and 34. So there really are only those 4 numbers that you have to learn, because they're repeated on the other side exactly, because remember, that's what symmetrical means. It's the same either side of the central point. So it's 0.15, 2.35, 13.5 and 34. Okay, so now for an explanation of where this 13.5 comes from. I refer back to our normal distribution with our mean in the middle, going 1 standard down to the score, 1 standard deviation below and 1 above, we get 68% of the scores lie there. The moment we move out to 2 standard deviations below up to 2 standard deviations above, we're up to 95%. Now, if we think about how many scores lie here, and we know there are exactly the same amount of scores lie there, if we work out the difference between 95 and 68, which you can see I've done here, 95 take away 68, then you can see that's 27. Now, it doesn't say 27. Why not? Because this 27 has to be broken into 2 equal parts, split up. So 27 divided by 2 is where your 13.5 comes from. In a similar way, we've got the difference if we go out 1 more standard deviation, which is to 99.7, and we see the difference between that and the 95, then we get 4.7%, but that needs to be separated into 2 equal parts, and we get 2.35%. So that's where the 2.35 comes from. I previously showed you up here the 100% take away the 99.7 is 0.3, and a half of that, or divided by 2, gave the 0.15. I'm going to stop this video here and just call it an explanation of the individual percentages, because I'm pretty confident that you will want to revisit this concept, and so if it's just in a small video by itself, it will be easier for you to find, and yeah, you'll just only have to watch a small video.